At the beginning of the movie, we see a children's summer camp, which was run by an old man named Gilbert and his daughter named Heather. We also see that Heather's two sons Peter and Sean, Peter's girlfriend Lauren and her brother, and some of Heather's friends are also helping in that camp as counselors. Today was the last day of camp, so Heather's elder son goes to drop the children home in the van. Gilbert also goes to his home from there. Now all the counselors were enjoying the night. Heather's younger son Peter tells everyone the scary story of a ghostly nurse who used to experiment on children here in the forest. When she is caught, she is fired from her job, so one day she wanders like a mad person in this forest and dies. But even today she roams in this forest as a ghost. She is bloodthirsty, and if summoned, she will kill them all. Now after hearing this story of Peter, some counselors jokingly try to call the ghostly nurse by performing a ritual. There, Heather's elder son's van suddenly stops on a deserted road, and all the children from the van have also disappeared. That's why he calls his grandfather. Now a counselor in the camp starts having a strange effect. He kills a girl. Then in the scuffle, the other counselor kills him. When Heather goes to call the police, the phone explodes, and her ears start bleeding. When Peter's girlfriend was searching for the first aid box, she found some documents of the same nurse's experiments there. Peter could not believe it after seeing those documents. There in the jungle, someone has cut off the tongue of one counselor. Here Heather looks at the documents of those experiments and tells that the story of the nurse narrated by Peter is actually a true incident. There in the forest, two counselors see children digging the ground, and then the spirit of that nurse comes out of that hole. She orders all the children to kill all those counselors. And now all the children start attacking the counselors one by one and killing them. Then Gilbert comes there and is angry at Heather's son Peter, because the nurse's soul had returned only because of his mistake. Now Gilbert starts telling all the facts related to this. He says that in his youth, when he came to this forest with his wife for a summer camp, a nurse was also with him. But in that summer camp, his wife's health suddenly deteriorated and she died. Later that nurse got engaged with Gilbert. But gradually Gilbert comes to know that it was actually the nurse who had spoiled his wife's health by doing experiments on her. She wanted to bring the children of the camp under her control by extracting their blood, experimenting on them. Therefore Gilbert kills the nurse, and buries her body in this forest. And since then that nurse has been living as a ghost in this forest. But she comes only when she is called. And when she comes, the game of death starts again. Now everyone starts doing rituals to call the nurse's soul to kill her. They all form different groups, and start looking for him to kill him. Just then Peter hears Lauren's brother screaming. But when Peter goes there, the nurse attacks him and kills him. Then the nurse kills Gilbert too. Somehow all the counselors now catch hold of the nurse, and ask her to do everything right again. But that nurse starts laughing, so everyone together kills that nurse. And they cut her body into pieces, and thrown into the river in the morning. And the film ends here.